If you can hear me, type something in the chat, please. Okay, thank you. Y'all, we're making 2-ingredient biscuits with self-rising flour and heavy whipping cream. I have no idea. I've got my AirPods in now, so I hope it's not too echoey. I have no idea. I had no sound on my cell phone. Oh, y'all. Me and tech for the last 2 or 3 or whatever live streams. So, y'all, all this takes is 2 cups of self-rising flour. Already got the jelly out and the honey on deck. And I'm going to try to make these biscuits bigger so that we can meal prep some ham sandwiches and stuff. I'm gonna try, y'all. All we gotta do. Oh, we just need. I'll put a cup in here. And this is only 16 ounces, so that's exactly 2 cups. So I have no more extra anything. So we can't waste any of our heavy whipping cream. Last time I had a half a gallon of heavy whipping cream, which was too much. Have y'all ever made homemade biscuits? Thank you all for helping me to get my sound together. I appreciate that. Thank you for being kind humans that you are. Okay, I'm gonna set y'all this way so that I can just really get in here. Trying to be too cutesy with it, and I'll probably end up making a mess. The key to these biscuits is to make sure that everything is really, really cold, as in as far as your heavy whipping cream. And I moved it from the fridge to the freezer so that it could be ice cold as soon as I turn the oven on. Oven is preheating to 425 degrees. I'm just trying not to make a big mess here. Not really a reason to put this in a bowl because we have to roll it out anyway. And I still don't have a rolling pin. I'll have to add that to my list. This is my second time making these 2-ingredient biscuits. Miss Do It Yourself, another content creator. A lot of people have been doing this recipe, but this is only my second time trying it. So I wanted to try it again. I tried it in January and it was amazing. The biscuits were yummy. They were light, they were flaky. I'm just combining the 2 ingredients. And it really is only 2 ingredients, y'all. Self-rising flours, 2 cups of self-rising flour. And you usually don't need quite 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, but at most that's all you're going to need. I remember using about maybe 1.5 cup, between 1.5 cups and 1 3/4 cup. I'm just adding a little bit at a time. I know that's right, Cheryl. You're welcome. This right here is going to be a good country breakfast. So I'm going to use these biscuits. I'm going to make them a little bit larger. So they may not be as high because I want them to be a bigger because we're going to make breakfast sandwiches with them. What do you like to eat with your biscuits? Do you like biscuits and gravy? Biscuits and syrup? When I grew up, we used to eat homemade biscuits with syrup and butter. Oven is preheating to 425 degrees, and it's ready. It's already beeped at me, told me that it's ready. And I kind of need to go ahead and work the dough really as quick as I can, because the more the oven is on underneath here, and so it'll heat up the dough. And you really kind of want to have the heavy whipping cream as cold as possible. And it's cold. It is good and cold. 2 cups of self-rising flour. And I started so far with a cup of heavy whipping cream. And I shouldn't need more than 2 cups. It just all depends on altitude and how the flour mixes that day. It's baking, friends. Butter and honey. Ooh, winning combination. Yep. Where is the butter? The butter's out. Where did I put it? Oh, it's over here on the other counter. So I've got butter out, I've got the honey out, and I've got some strawberry jam. So I think I got everybody covered. I do have some syrup. Do y'all say syrup or syrup? Tomato. Good morning, friends. Good day, wherever you are. Let us know where you're chiming in from. From the U.S., from the South, West Coast, East Coast, Midwest, South Africa, Greenland. We've had so much political talk about Greenland. Lord have mercy. Thank you all for joining me. Thank those kind humans who hit that like button. This is just some parchment paper. I'll probably just, once I get this all incorporated, this is 2 cups of self-rising flour. Once I get everything incorporated, I'll probably just get rid of the parchment paper. I don't know what I'm doing over here at this point, y'all. Too much. I think I'm over here doing a little bit too much. We gotta have washed hands for this one, y'all. It's baking from scratch. And I think at this point, all we need is just a little more heavy whipping cream. Oh my goodness. So I still had snow yesterday. I took some pictures. I need to post them. So if you are subscribed to my channel, you can see I'm going to post them later. I just thought about it. But I took pictures yesterday because y'all, 2 weeks after that ice and snow we had that went across the country, and we got the first round of it. So literally, like, I think we got ours on the 24th, if that was a Saturday, as in January 24th. And here it is, the 7th of February. Why is it still snow and ice? Like, my whole yard is still snow and ice, the whole entire yard. Y'all, it wasn't much snow. It was mostly just ice. So, y'all, if that was not manufactured by humans, that weather, y'all, it's not making sense. It's not making sense. Y'all, that stuff is still there on the ground. That cannot be snow. It can't be ice, because here it was 60 degrees yesterday. So that would have melted all of that. It is still ice across the whole yard. Something ain't right. I don't know who did it, and I don't know why they did it, but oh, okay. You've been watching the Olympics in Milan? So speaking of Milan, I think I'm saying that right. Speaking of Milan, so I randomly 3 weeks ago get a email from the YouTube partner program. No, from the creator people at YouTube. Sent me an email and they said, KendyK, I really need to incorporate that into a shop talk and put it on the screen so y'all can see it because y'all probably won't believe me. But they literally send me an email and say, KendyK, if you're going to be in Milan starting on the 7th, I think, which was yesterday, or no, yesterday was the 6th, today is the 7th. If you're going to be in Milan from this date to this date, we want to invite you to some creator events that we're having in Milan in conjunction with the Olympics. And I said, Milan? I'm in the US. Like, so I don't know what that was about. I'm like, can you tell me when you're having an event in the South? Or I live part-time on the Pacific Northwest as well. Can you tell me an event that you're going to have in the United States, on the West Coast, in Seattle, in Portland, in Vegas, and I'm there, right? If you have an event in Atlanta, in Nashville, you know, in Texas, I can get to those places. But you literally thought, and they literally were like, click this link because we want you to be pre registered. I'm like, are they for real? Is this for real? It really was for real. Because I clicked the link and it was like, go ahead and tell us your channel name. And I'm like, what? I'm like, no way. No way. I mean, it was just nuts, y'all. It was just nuts. Just no rhyme or reason. Okay, we're getting there, y'all. I think I'm going to dispense with this parchment paper. I don't know why. I think I was just measuring out the 2 cups of self-rising flour. But I think we're far enough along now. Yeah. So I was invited to Milan by YouTube. Of course, it was at my own expense and everything. I think it you know. But I'm like, why would they? So I don't know. They definitely wanted to be able to feature content and push out content. I'm just gonna add a little taste of flour. And I'm trying to, so we already put in 1 whole cup. And all you have to do, y'all, is just kind of keep folding it over. And this should not be sticky at all. It should be, and it's getting there. We're almost there. Hope y'all can see okay. These are KendyK's 2-ingredient biscuits, 2 cups of self-rising flour. And it's not taking a quite 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. You'll need 1 whole cup for sure, and then somewhere between about 1.5 cups. See how I'm just folding it over? And we got to get rid of the sticky to make us a good dough. I need a little bit more because the dough is. Yeah, they're coming along. We're getting there. Thank you for the encouragement. I'm just folding it over. It really is only two ingredients. I'm like, get out of here. I cannot believe it only takes two ingredients to make biscuits in 2026. So yeah, they're busy manufacturing snow and ice. I think it was just a nationwide experiment in the country, to be quite honest, because it was so freaky. And then across the street, all the houses on that side of my block, it's a very long block, all those houses on the other side of the street, you can see their grass, their dormant grass for the winter. Not no snow, but our side of the street, complete ice, complete ice, covering the whole lawn. And had we not, did our sidewalks and chopped our way out of our driveways and stuff, which we literally had to do. Okay, so I think I need a little bit more whipping cream because this doesn't need to be too dry. It's supposed to be moist like dough, so it's getting there. Okay, come on, KendyK. Work it, girl. Work, work it, girl. Now I need some flour on my board, but my hands are. Now I need some more flour. Oh, give me just a second. Try not to make too big of a mess. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, we've got this amazing strain of flu, a super, a super flu that they now have readily admitted that the vaccine, they create a vaccine every flu season, so annually to fight the ever changing strain of influenza. And they have admitted that what they prepared, because we have people in high places in the US government, don't get me started, but at some point, y'all, we cannot act like things are okay because things are not okay. Okay, y'all, but this dough, she's okay. Praise the Lord. She gonna be all right. But our country, y'all, it's yeah. So they admitted that the influenza vaccine that they created for this flu season is inadequate for the super strain that is now out here. So consequently, I went to the store yesterday, went to Sam's Club, and I had my mask on. So I would encourage you to wear your mask because not only is the flu out here, COVID is too. And who knows what else. I hear you, honey. I'm not I'm not either. Who was that, Cheryl? I'm not taking any more either because I don't know. We can't trust. The Bible says watch and pray. And yeah, we gotta. Do you see things are not like they should be? You see that, right? Okay. Now, I don't have a rolling pin, so what did I lose last time? What did I use for the rolling pin last time? Uh, I gotta get a rolling pin. I gotta put that on my list because I think I'm liking becoming a biscuit lady. I think I'm liking becoming a biscuit lady, making my own homemade biscuits. The oven is preheating to 425 degrees. I'm gonna open the oven door so that this thing doesn't cut off on us. Thinking that I've left it open. It's a very smart oven. It's like all too much smart technology, if you ask me. I'm just going to use this as my rolling pin. It's just my insulated cup. I'm going to put a little flour out here. so that I can put it around here. I don't have a rolling pin, so this is that. And you really don't need to roll it because the more you, but I do need to kind of get a uniform. Miss Do It Yourself, another content creator, she said, "Girl, I use a rolling pin." I said, "Okay." And I was like, "Well, honey, that's the reason why I wanted to make these because I thought that you didn't have to have a rolling pin." So, yeah, I have added my version of the recipe using my cook time. It fits my stove, and I think it all depends on the altitude where you live and all of that. So, but I want to shout, but I also included a link so that you can check out Miss Do It Yourself, of my fellow content creator, because she literally was on my live stream and walked me all the way through it. Hey there, Jerry G. Hey there, friend. Yeah, you see how it's all smooth and yeah. Might as well use the rest of that. Hope I didn't mess it up, y'all. Might as well incorporate the rest of that heavy whipping cream. So that really, it really was about somewhere between a cup and a half of heavy whipping cream. I don't have a rolling pin, so I'm just using my insulated cup to try to get the dough to a uniform thickness. And I'm using the top of a mason jar because I'm going to make these as, let me try to roll it out a little bit thinner so I can at least get 4 or 6 biscuits. I'm making these as sandwich size biscuits. So I'm going to make breakfast sandwiches out of them for a good Saturday country breakfast on the go. Hey there, Harjarine. The Boss Way. Beautiful ceremony, the Boss Way. You looked gorgeous. What so many memories. That was, I mean, it's just so special. Have your kiddos there. Those little girls in their blue dresses. Oh my God, they look like angels. Gorgeous. This is my second time making these 2-ingredient biscuits, y'all. So we're learning here. Okay. So I'm using a top of a mason jar. I made these last time. I used the top of the honey jar, but this time I'm intentionally trying to make bigger biscuits so that I can make breakfast sandwiches out of these, if that makes sense. Yeah, I said I wanted to make sure that I do this again, that I make biscuits again, and I made them sometime in January for the first time. The 2-ingredient biscuits, this recipe for biscuits using self-rising flour and heavy whipping cream. And this was 2 cups of self-rising flour. And I did not need, my oven is preheated to 425 degrees. And I did not need, I needed a cup, about a cup and a half, between a cup and a half and a cup, 1 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream to get the dough like yay. I'm just incorporating without trying to. I'm using this to roll them out because I didn't even own a rolling pin. Miss Do It Yourself taught me that. She's like, KendyK, I roll it out with the rolling pin. I said, okay, well, I don't have a rolling pin. So I'm using what I have. And I just made sure to coat it in a little flour. This is just a insulated glass, insulated cup. I think I'm being intentional not to over knead them because the more you do, then they won't rise as much. So I want them to rise. Rise, Sally, rise. Good morning, friends. Mommy, if you're watching, KendyK is over here making biscuits. I am baking. And when we were growing up, when my granny made us homemade biscuits, that's why I wanted to learn how to make biscuits, homemade biscuits. So 2 ingredients, y'all know that's in my wheelhouse. Hey there, motivated. All I could see is your beautiful green hat on your channel pic. And I knew who it was. Motivated 2010. Have you had your channel since 2010, Motivated? So you're supposed to do more of kind of just um, flip flopping it back and forth so that that'll create layers, flaky layers. We'll see. This is only my second time, so I wanted to make sure I could do it again so that I wouldn't forget the techniques and all of that. So this is a learning experience. Feel free to share. Hey there, Q. Q, are you still traveling? Give your sister my best to you and your sister. And I saw that great Q, y'all. Check out 60 Plus and Sophie. She did her first installment of Locked and something. She is highlighting people's sister lock and micro lock journeys. You've got a great speaking voice, by the way. Q. Like you should do voiceovers. I had an auntie, that's literally what she did as a side hustle. She had a corporate job, but as her side hustle, she worked part time for one of the local news stations, and she would record their voiceovers. You know how people like announce stuff? Yeah. And read, and they're beautiful, modulate their voices and things. She did that for years. And for us, she was just our auntie. But everybody else, she was kind of like that voice. Yeah. Thank y'all for joining me. We over here making 2 ingredient biscuits for the second time. So if I'm not doing it wrong, I don't. If I'm not doing it right, just let me know. This is not my ministry. I'm trying to, y'all teach me your talent. But I don't have any other tools to make biscuits. I don't have a rolling pin. This is a top of a mason jar, and I'm using this big jar lid, the ring of the mason jar, because I want to make these as breakfast sandwich biscuits. So we're going to put some breakfast meat on them and some cheese. How does that sound? And this is enough. So this right here will just be the little, we used to call that the whole cake. What do y'all call that? Little it bits left. We used to call that the whole cake. That's my granny would call it. My poor granny, she probably looking down at me from heaven. Both of my grannies, really. They both could make homemade biscuits. And did. And did. Okay, our oven is on 425 degrees, friends. Okay, so these are they. One, two, three. Oh, we got six. Six plus the whole. Six plus the whole cake. Oven is preheated to 425 degrees. You don't do any more baking? You know what? I already know. 60 plus and Sophie, 60. Q is a baker as well. So she is probably looking at me saying, KendyK. Lord, KendyK. Now, I do know that oh, y'all, these are higher here. I do know that the biscuits need to touch so that they will rise up instead of outwards. And they're going to be a little flatter anyway than the last ones I made. The last ones I made were smaller. But these are going to be for making breakfast sandwiches out of. So we shall see. So we want them to kind of touch, and then as they bake, they'll rise up. Kissing cousins. I don't know much, but I know that much. Okay? So these are the biscuits. So Whole Foods. Okay. Whole Foods, they do have a really good catering menu if you ever need like food for a group. Their things are really nice and they don't taste so manufactured. They do kind of have that homemade taste ish. 2 cups of self-rising flour, and it was not 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. So the two ingredients are self-rising flour. You need 2 cups of that, and I used about a cup, but somewhere between a cup and a half and 1 1/3 cup. I'm using iPhone 15 Pro Max, and I don't know, y'all. Yesterday I was out trying to record content, and I didn't even go live because I never could get an unblurry shot in the car. I was just gonna talk while I was driving around doing errands for a couple hours, and I was just gonna go live, check in with on my channel, and it just didn't work out because it was just blurry. It was just blurry, and I could not get it to straighten out. So yeah, I'm putting these. Y'all step back here, because we're not gonna be over there in the urgent care. Not today. Not on Super Bowl weekend. I've got my baking rack in the middle of the oven, and I'm putting the biscuits in the middle of the oven. Well, actually, I'm gonna put them closer to the door so that y'all can see. I have the light on. At 425 degrees in there, I can feel that. So biscuits are going in. What time is it? 23 after. It is early. I didn't know I woke up this early, y'all. Oh, okay. I'm gonna put y'all on biscuit watch. Got flour down here on the floor. At least get the biggest part of it. Let me check my timing so that we make sure I know how long it takes to cook the biscuits in my oven at 425 degrees. I'm just trying to, I definitely wanted to try them again so I would know what's what. So it happens as content creators, y'all. Because yesterday I went to Sam's Club. That was part of my errands. I had to pick up a very small Walmart curbside pickup order that I had put in, and came back and I said, oh, let me go live and do a quick grocery haul, shopping haul, talk about prices. It was actually a pretty good live until somebody finally said at the 1 hour mark, KendyK, it's very blurry. And I thought they just meant wipe my screen. No, it was just a poor Wi-Fi feed. And so y'all let me know if we have bad Wi-Fi today. But that was one of my errands yesterday is I actually had to go to I'm not going to say the name of the Wi-Fi company because I'm trying to give them an opportunity to get things right. Yeah. Yeah, just wiping your screen, to me, whatever clothes you have on makes the best soft cloth to wipe your lens with. I do try to wipe it, but in this case, it wasn't the easy fix. It was bad Wi-Fi, and I've had bad Wi-Fi because of whatever weather they have put out here in our country. Yeah, that wasn't real snow and that wasn't real ice because it is still after 60-degree heat yesterday. I didn't even nobody had a coat on yesterday. We all wore coats because we thought because we still have ice in our front yards, across our whole front yards. Y'all don't get me started. Don't get me started. Because if I get started, I'm not gonna stop. Drop in the chat. Let me know what you like to eat on your biscuits. So I grew up eating biscuits and syrup, and I'm talking about baking syrup, Alaga syrup. Y'all remember that old Alaga syrup? Do they even make it anymore? And we mix Alaga syrup with butter and just break off the biscuits and sop it up. Biscuits and syrup. Do y'all like biscuits and gravy? I've got the honey out. I've got some strawberry jam out. And I've got butter out. I need to put the butter over there. And I do have some syrup, but it's not the good maple syrup. But I think it would still do if you like biscuits and syrup. So we're not going to do biscuits and gravy. We're going to do homemade biscuits and I'm going to turn them into breakfast sandwiches. I've got some ham slices from Thanksgiving that I put in the freezer from the Thanksgiving ham and top those with some cheese. Maybe I'll do a couple of them. I've got 6 biscuits there. Maybe so I'll do a couple of them. Okay, first of all, first things first, lady, so you don't mess around and overcook the biscuits. How long did I cook them last time? Okay, 13 minutes. It says 13 minutes. They started cooking at 23 after. Last time I think I could have cooked them a little bit. Well, they're rising, y'all. They are over there rising. Rise, Sally, rise. I feel like I could cook them a little bit longer. They were done. They were definitely done, but I would have liked them a little bit more brown. Oh, y'all, Those turned out. Ooh, y'all see the biscuits? I love that for us. I love that for us. So consequently, yeah, y'all, I just yawned. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do the biscuits and come back. I do that all the time. Wake up too early. It's a Saturday, and I've had a lot of time off because of the snow days and stuff when it just wasn't worth it. I work from home anyway though, so. But yeah, that snow apocalypse, the ice apocalypse that we had in the country, why did it have me in the house for 10 days straight? 10 days. That was a lot. I went stir crazy a couple days. So I put up my little decorations in my coffee station with blue painter's tape, and all of it has fallen down overnight. So that's not going to work too well. Y'all know I'd just be over here doing the most. And still looking for my some of my coffee station stuff, my Valentine's Day stuff. I know I didn't have a wreath or anything, and I still don't have a wreath or anything. But I do have a couple of runners, so where are they? Who knows, y'all? We got so much going on. Worrying about a heart runner doesn't seem appropriate. We've got much bigger things to worry about. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining me. Hey, South Texas rocker. 80 degrees in Texas. Wow. Mm. Now, I grew up in the Midwest, so I love snow. I love a white Christmas. But what we had last week that came down where I live on the 24th of January, and yesterday was the 6th of February, and y'all, my yard is still full of ice. I'm talking about sheets of ice. Couldn't build an igloo from the sheets of ice. 7.5 inch thick. Yes, I measured them. Yes. We had to chop our way through 7.5 inches of solid ice covering the concrete slabs. You know those rock slabs that they put down on driveways to make them pretty? Yeah, it's not cement. It's they're beautiful. It's like the little stone slabs they put down. Yeah. -2. Q. Are you kidding me? That's cold. Yeah, that's Midwest right there, Q. Ohio, though. Ohio is not the Midwest. What do they call Ohio? They don't call Ohio the Midwest. When I say Midwest, I'm talking about Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska, Colorado-ish, North Dakota, South Dakota. That's what I'm calling the Midwest. Oklahoma. Ohio's not. What is Ohio? What part of the country is that? Are y'all on Central Time Zone there? This is not a biscuit simulator. I hope y'all can hear me. Can you all hear me okay? Give it a try. Self-rising flour and heavy whipping cream. I am super excited. Look at those biscuits. Y'all, they are rising up. Come through, biscuits. Come through. We put them in at 23 after. It's 33 after. It's supposed to take 13 minutes. So they've got another 2 or 3 minutes. Oh, Eastern time in Ohio. Okay. Thank you. I've never been in Ohio other than the Cincinnati. Cincinnati is Ohio, right? Y'all, I'm so confused. I've been in Cincinnati Airport. I hope that's Ohio. Y'all, I haven't had any coffee. I am out of coffee. And I got to try to get it on the Amazon order, on my subscribe and save order. Oh, okay. So you're still with your sister. The one biscuit looks like a meteorite because it's just the leftover in pieces. Yep. That's a good descriptive word. I like your descriptive words. Terthrex. Hey, Rex 1181. I like your descriptive words. He said one biscuits. They said one biscuit looks like a meteorite. Woo, look at those biscuits. I want to make sure they get a little brown. You're supposed to pull them out when they're brown on the bottom. Oh, they're brown on the top too. What y'all think? Should we take them out? They look pretty brown to me. Ooh, thank you, Jesus. You never know, y'all. I'm a new homemade biscuit maker. But this 2 ingredient biscuit, winner, winner, chicken dinner. I think anyway. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yeah, let's get a little color on them. I just flipped the pan around. Let's try to get a little more color on them, so they won't be so light skinned. Give them a little tan. Thank y'all for joining me. They smell like good biscuits, I tell you. I'm so y'all. These are gonna be good for our sandwiches. Let me wipe this board off, and then we should be able to pull them out. Not too bad for biscuits that I made without a rolling pin and didn't even have a biscuit cover. I used the top of a mason jar, a wide mouth mason jar, because I already knew that I wanted to take the biscuits and use them for breakfast sandwiches. Okay, y'all, don't judge me, but I'm kind of just gonna push this off because I need to sweep and mop the floor anyway. So it's okay. Welcome in, friends. Y'all probably like, KendyK, you gonna mess around and burn your biscuits up, girl. KendyK, KendyK, get the biscuits, girl. Get the biscuits. Okay, y'all step over here while I get the biscuits out. Pretty biscuits. Pretty biscuits. Let me show you what I got. Where is the thing so that these can cool off? There she is, Miss America. D-Boss Way, you're the best. Thank you, friend. There she is, Miss America. Thank you for the torch. Look, look, y'all. They're light. I got layers in there. Oh, look at there. Look at there, y'all. Even the little meteorite one looks good. That's the best part of the biscuit. That's what my granny would say. She would say, Ken, that's the best part. Yeah, I'm being real country. Yes, I did put that butter on by hand. KendyK, you need to stop it. Hey, VH5. Thank you. These are my homemade biscuits. Where's my little thing? Because I need to get them up off of this board because, well, I can turn the stove off, the oven off. Wait a minute, I got to turn it back on. I have to hit this button up here and turn the light off on the stove and the oven. Okay. And where is, so I just took those ham slices out. So we're going to do biscuits with these. Where's my little rack or trivet or something? Where's the blue trivet then? Why can I never find anything that I need when I need it? What is that about, y'all? Is that 50? Is that what turning 50 years old does to you? Where you just mindlessly look for everything over and over and over again, the same things. As soon as you find them, you lose them again. So I'll turn them this way. They look so nice, y'all. Look at the biscuits. Come on, biscuits. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. So I had some ham. I took the leftover ham from Thanksgiving and I put it in. Y'all know I'm out. You know I do batch cooking. Y'all know what I do. Y'all already know what I do. I do batch cooking and meal prep. So I had some ham left over from Thanksgiving, and I'm talking about the same day of Thanksgiving. I knew we were going to have a lot of ham left over. So I left a few in the refrigerator so that we could do sandwiches. But I froze most of that ham because I knew we could just use it for breakfast sandwiches or, have ham for dinner, in a couple months or something like that. Yeah, this food is too high. This food is too high. Y'all check out my Sam's Club grocery haul. Yeah, not too bad. Super pleased. Yeah, I'm super. Look at how pretty brown they are. Thank y'all. Thank you. So I've got the ham. I should have taken it out a little bit early, but it's okay. So I'll probably just do another quick live stream and meal prep the biscuits for breakfast. Um, but you know what we can do, friends? Yeah, thank you. I'm so glad because it's kind of embarrassing for the stuff to not to come out on camera. And this is only my second time making two ingredient biscuits. Yeah, absolutely. So Let's shift gears over here. Okay, y'all, this is the Valentine's coffee vibe. Sans coffee. So I only have two things. I cannot believe that I'm completely out of coffee. So it would be hot chocolate, too much sugar. Y'all know I'm on a journey. So we're just going to do some yogi tea. This is a sweet tangerine, positive energy, supports focus and energy levels. And yes, I'm getting the water out of the coffee pot because KendyK, it's being KendyK. No coffee. We are having hot tea, and I'm getting the water out of the tea, out of the Keurig. I know, right, y'all? So this came in flowers last year, and I saved it, so I added it in the Valentine's decor as well. Thank you. So y'all, yesterday because it was 60 degrees, y'all, I was just glad, y'all. I spent because of the snow and ice, I spent 10 days straight in the house. For real, for real. 10 days straight, did not leave the house for 10 days. So it was 60 degrees yesterday, so I got out. Got out yesterday. So let's see. Mm, it says, I know you can't read it, so let me read it for you. It says, inner peace creates peace in the world. Mm. So, yes, so I got out yesterday, and this Valentine's month was just speaking to me at Kohl's. Isn't it cute? I thought so. And it was on sale. So, once it was on sale, what I do know for sure is that I can treat myself to a new coffee mug, right? I deserve that much. Yep. That's what you do at 50 years old. You just decree and declare things. Now I got these cups at the Dollar Tree. That's why I can afford to get a cold coffee mug. It is so super cute. VH 5150. How are you? That is a little country for me to be making tea with a Keurig, right? It's okay though, because I did it all day yesterday too. I'm completely out of coffee. I think I have like some in my travel bag, some of those singles that I carry just in case. Yeah, but I don't want any Ista coffee. Anyway, okay, we gotta taste the biscuits. We've got to taste the biscuits, y'all. So we're gonna let the coffee steep. Let's put a little lid on it, let it steep for a second. Let's let the tea steep, and let's taste biscuits. So we already have butter on there. I think I'm gonna go in, y'all, with. I mean, these biscuits are pretty. They are pretty, y'all. One, two, three of them. I mean, they really got a crown on those. Y'all, I didn't know how they were gonna come out because I used the ring of a wide mouth mason jar. I didn't even have a biscuit cutter. I just used a wide mouth mason jar ring because I'm gonna turn these into breakfast sandwiches. So I'm taking this little whole cake and we're gonna taste these biscuits. Ooh, y'all, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Ooh, y'all. Nice. I'm going in with strawberry jelly, strawberry jam from Smucker's. I wish I had some apple butter to tell you the truth. Y'all like apple butter? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Cranberry walnut bread. Ooh, Cheryl. Where'd you get that? Did you make it, Cheryl? Y'all, to me, Saturday mornings are for stuff like this. Especially, y'all, it's Super Bowl weekend. Who y'all rooting for? I'm gonna tell y'all mine. I'm rooting for the Seahawks because Seattle, because Pacific Northwest of it all, and because I like the colors. Whole food. Okay. Cheryl's like, I done told y'all. Whole Foods. Now, Sam's Club yesterday did have some iced cinnamon rolls, but the icing was the cream cheese icing. You know that good cream cheese icing? And it was on there thick. And y'all, all I could do was just look. I just looked. Oh, you're in Boulder. Okay. Right. Y'all are too funny. We are too funny. And I have honey. But y'all, I've got to get some more honey. There's a beekeeper, J3GS. The three stands for three generations. They do honey. And I asked him yesterday, I was in a live stream that he was on. And I said, when are you going to open back up for honey sale? Mmm. So who you going for? Are you going for the Patriots or are you going for the Seahawks? Q. Mmm. Y'all, don't tell nobody. I need a little bit more of that strawberry. Those strawberries preserved. So y'all know I'm doing OMAD, but I don't do OMAD on the weekends. Yeah, OMAD just really isn't working for me because I feel like I'm starving myself, but I'm losing like the same pounds I was losing before, which is, a pound and a half to 2 pounds a week, which is no small feat in and of itself. But I'm like literally feel like I'm starving myself. Y'all look at the biscuits. Look at the biscuits. I might really have to get myself a rolling pin because I might be up in here just fixing biscuits. I wish I would. I wish I would sit up here and keep fixing biscuits. I wanted to fix these again though, so that I would remind myself. Now, y'all, when I get off the phone, I gotta call my mama because then she gonna critique me and tell me all the things I need to work on with the biscuits. Y'all, I had to put a little bit more of that strawberry jam on there. I'm just saying. Y'all, excuse me. The boss Lacey, you were one of the ones that had me thinking. I think I'm not gonna say I will I'm not giving it up completely. I'll resume OMAD on Monday. But I think it's because this snow and ice apocalypse that we just survived. I was just in the house too long by myself, right? 10 days. I was just locked down for 10 days and I just got free yesterday, y'all. One more bite. VH says, I'm craving biscuits and gravy. Now, don't get me wrong. If you know how to fix a good gravy with a good sausage gravy, yeah, you sure said something now. Crystal, thank you for the hearts. Crystal, I just made 2 ingredient biscuits again. I just made 2 ingredient biscuits again, friend. This is what we looking like. And I got me some yogi tea steeping. And y'all, it's a Saturday. Thank you, Crystal. I think they look pretty nice too. So I let these brown a little bit more. This is my second time making these 2 ingredient biscuits. So I'll do just like I did last time. I'm going to link you all back to my first 2 ingredient biscuits. I'll probably just drop the recipe again, but I'll also link to Miss Do It Yourself because she is the one who inspired me to try the 2 ingredient biscuits because she made them on her channel. So I want y'all to see my version of them, and then you can also check out her version. Crystal, because you know, Crystal, I'm not much of a baker. My sister and my mama are the bakers. My mama made custom wedding cakes, y'all, and anniversary cakes. So that's why I love your anniversary cake, the Boss Way. I loved it, loved it, loved it. Because, honey, ain't nothing like some homemade buttercream. Nothing like some homemade buttercream. I do not like fondant. I do not like roll fondant. Crystal, you can cook. Yep, 2 ingredients, 2 cups of self-rising flour, and I bought what was that, a pint? A pint is 2 cups or a quart? A quart. How much? 16 ounces. Yeah, it was a pint of heavy whipping cream. And it didn't even take it takes 2 cups of self-rising flour, but you're only going to need, depending on altitude and just how your flour mixes up, you only need about 1.5 cups to 1 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream. And make sure the heavy whipping cream is ice cold. So what I did was I turned my oven on to 425 degrees so it could warm up. And then as soon as I started it on the warm up, I took the heavy whipping cream out of the refrigerator and put it in the freezer along with the measuring cup, the glass measuring cup, because that's the key is that whipping cream has to be ice cold. The colder it is, the better it does the biscuit. Can y'all believe I am so proud of these biscuits? I can't wait to see what my mama and my sister say about these biscuits. I'm super pleased. Ooh. Now, if I had fondant made with marshmallows, I would probably like fondant. Ooh, y'all. So you know it became the family business, right? Because I'm talking about, when I grew up, they were doing. Now they do stacked. They stack the wedding cakes straight up on top of each other. But KendyK is 50. So I'm talking about we used to do wedding cakes with our mom. Of course, she would always have me and my sister. We put on our black pants and our white top and our apron over that. And she did the tiered cakes that weren't just stacked on top of each other with dowel rods. She did tiered cakes with on top of the dowel of the tiers. And you remember they used to have the stairs and the ladies, the bridesmaids on one side of the stairs, fountains in the middle of the cake. Y'all, we did all them. Y'all remember that stuff? Oh my God. First of all, it was stressful. But she always has her piping bags and because you finish them on site. You finish a wedding cake on site once you get it set up. Oh my gosh. And you got to take pans of roses, pans of leaves, all of y'all. But yeah, When somebody ordered them cakes with those stairs, and then they would have the groomsmen in a gray suit or the white tuxes. She had to have the white people for white people. She had to have the little brown people if the bride and groom were African American. Y'all, in every color. And it looked like every time she got an order for that, she had to buy new ones because their color was different. Oh my gosh, it's stressful. Y'all, I just had a flashback. It was stressful. It is hilarious. And then fountains, then you had to tint the water. If they put a fountain at the bottom of that cake, it has to sit on a cake plate. And then you set the fountain up on top of it. And then the water in the fountain is tinted the color of their wedding, whatever their wedding colors are. Oh my gosh, y'all, too much. Too much. But one thing about it, KendyK knows how to cut a wedding cake to feed the appropriate number of people. So nowadays, and I've got a wedding to go to coming up this spring. But now it is hilarious because I literally be trying to want to go help the people who cutting the wedding cake. Because I'm like, they're not going to have enough cake. They're cutting the cake wrong. It sure does. Yeah. And then if you do those heat of the summer cakes, that buttercream frosting, that frosting will melt and the cakes will start to slide. My mama be like, okay, if you want all of this, that building, your venue has to remain ice cold. Like they can't try to raise the temperature on their AC and then lower it an hour before the reception starts because your cake is going to fall and I'm not responsible because I told you from the get go. She never had one fall, but she did have one slide because that's exactly what the venue did. As soon as we had set up, they, they didn't want to have the air on all day. Well, you're gonna have to have the air on all day. You got a custom wedding cake up in here on tiers. Y'all see my voice going in the rafters? You don't volunteer that, Q. Don't volunteer. Mm-mm. What you do is sit in the cut and critique like I do. You sit in the cut and critique. Right. Don't nobody want to cut the cake. I got on my good clothes. Q. You sure right, Q. No, I don't volunteer that to most people. Mm-mm. I'm a guest. And I bought a gift, so that is my gift. Mm, yeah. Anniversary cakes were nice because they're nice and small and intimate, right? Like when people have weddings and it's their first wedding and they're a younger couple, they invite everybody, including their parents' friends, everybody. And half of those people aren't really your friends. But by the time you're having an anniversary party, it's much more intimate. And so the cake is much smaller and it's just so much more meaningful. Yeah. This is the KendyK show. Zena, Zena, we just made homemade biscuits. Do you like homemade biscuits? What do you like on your biscuits, Zena? We've got strawberry jam, we've got honey, and they already have butter on them. What we don't have is gravy. So yeah, I'm probably gonna end this stream and come back and do a meal prep and make breakfast sandwiches out of these. That's why I made a bigger biscuit. Ooh, Zena knows her way around a biscuit. She said strawberry jam with butter. Come on, Zena. Yeah, me, my mom, and my sister, we are always critiquing. We can't help it. We know what that looks like on the back end. what it requires, and it requires whatever you have to do to, because that's people's some of their most special and memorable moments, and you want it to come off exactly as they envisioned it. Exactly. One thing about it now, I love me a good wedding. I do. I did get me some my favorite apple yesterday. I got me. I think this came in three. No, I got 3 pounds of black grapes from Sam's Club and 4 pounds of Gala apples, grown in the state of Washington. Put my Washington apple on display. On display, on display. She's shiny, and I already washed it with my 2 ingredient fruit and veggie wash. All right, friends, KendyK I'm finna go take my tea and my cute Valentine's mug that I got yesterday at Kohl's, purely because I did not want to come back in this house yesterday. Apples are such a great snack, but you know what? I picked up the little grocery order because all I needed was like food storage bags. I needed quart size, gallon size, sandwich bags, and even the little snack bags. I was just out. I was out of everything. And I needed some cling wrap. I needed bags, y'all. So I picked up a little grocery order from Walmart, curbside pickup on the way from as I when I left Sam's Club yesterday. And when I got home, I realized, well, girl, because I've been eating my apples with Greek yogurt. hmm Somebody told me to get some plain yogurt and put honey in it. What was I can't remember why y'all told me to get the plain Greek yogurt. I was supposed to do something with it because I've never bought plain Greek yogurt, but I bought a quart of plain Greek yogurt, and I can't even remember what y'all wanted me to do with it. It was something about I don't know what I was it. I don't even know. Was I supposed to bake with it or something? I don't even know, y'all. I don't even know. I tell you one thing. Yeah, I've been having Greek yogurt, but I always get like peach flavored. I like Oikos. They have the 000 because it's good and smooth. I love that. They've got the 15 gram, and then they've got the Oikos Pro, which is 20 grams of protein in their Greek yogurt. I like the mixed berry with some thin cut apple slices is a good snack for me. Good day. Hey, Natasha. Hi, friend. I was about to tell y'all something. I done forgot. Yes, that is my snack, Q. Mm-hmm. Ooh, maybe was it you, Q, telling me about this snack? Seemed like it was supposed to be a snack or something. Something that was supposed to be kind of dessert. It was supposed to feel like a dessert to me. So yeah, definitely make that video for us while I'm over here slurping my tea. I don't remember either. I don't remember. That's 50 for you. It'll do that to you. 50 will do that to you. Oh, did I show y'all my little truck on the coffee station? See? It's a little vibe. I got a little bit of a coffee station vibe for Valentine's Day. I tried. Hey, did you forward me the email? I'm finna go look for Simply Sunshine Moments email. because she won a $30 gift card. And thank you for being a member of KendyK's crew. D Boss Way and Q and Simply Sunshine Moment. One. Hi, Sophia. Great day to you. I would love to have everyone who's on this stream join me on the panel tomorrow for Shop Talk. We're celebrating wins. So, D Boss Way, this would be a good one for you to pop up because you had a win. And it was last week, right? Or was that earlier this week? Close enough. We're celebrating our January wins, but you can share because everyone still wants to congratulate you. And this is Shop Talk, so we just want to talk a little bit. So y'all can pop up, join the panel, hour power, and we keep it to an hour on Sundays because church. Y'all know how we do. I've got if you're a member of KendyK's crew or the core crew, you'll be getting I gotta go check that because I think I set that up to go public and it's supposed to go to my members only. Okay, y'all, thank y'all for checking in. Thank y'all for being locked in. I appreciate y'all. Goodbye for now. I'll be back to make the biscuits. I'll start a new stream. Thank y'all. Goodbye for now.